Let's get the lineup for Horrorcore Gaming sorted.
Are we live? Oh.
I believe so. It takes I think there's like a 30-second delay before it goes on to the actual.
Oh. Well, let me load up the Twitch real quick. Oh, there we are, the Bronze Tacos Overwatch. We have no viewers, but what is up, everybody? This is Shadowmaster Rhythm and Blues. I am back and better than ever, and this is my casting partner. Who are you now? What's your name?
Big Bear. I'm Big Bear.
Oh, Big Bear. Well,
Big
what's
Bear.
up, Big Bear?
We've got
Anyways,
the Bear. I'm Big Bear tonight.
He is the Big Bear. Anyways, we have the Bronze Taco League Fire Tier Championship match tonight for you folks. We took a week off, did the MVP battles, and now we are here to this point. We have Horrorcore Gaming versus Nano Valk for the title tonight in the Fire Tier. Let's get this party started. As y'all know, if y'all pay attention, Horrorcore Gaming won the coin toss. They got to pick which we have to start out with, and we have Lijiang Tower starting out with. Now, the losers of this map gets to pick the next map, which will be a hybrid map, and the winning team gets to decide if they want to attack or defend first. And if it goes to a map 5, like always for the playoff games, this goes for the final game as well. The losing team, not you the viewers, sorry Twitch viewers, but the losing team gets to decide what map gets played, and it must be a 2CP map, which I hope someone picks Paris.
2CP or... well, no, 2CP will be the fourth map, and then the fifth map has to be Control or Escort.
Oh, Control map. So it won't be Paris.
No, it
unfortunately.
won't be Paris.
Could you imagine a championship game being decided on Paris? How great would that be? I would love it. I know a lot of people would hate it, but you know what? Who cares? So, Big Bear, you know this league better than I do. And I think you know this tier better than I do, so can you tell us how these teams got to the championship game?
So I believe Horrorcore Gaming were the higher seed, so they actually finished the general season in first place, and that's the reason why they're able to pick the map for tonight. They have just given readies, by the way, so I'm just going to get the game started while we talk about this. And we're on our way. Yeah, so Horrorcore Gaming were the higher seed. They had they had the top spot, so they got to choose. I think last week Horrorcore Gaming went up against
to be determined, I believe. TBD.
Oh, to be decided. Okay, so they went up against to be decided, and then Horrorcore Gaming won, obviously, and then
which projected them into the finals, actually.
Which is the match we're playing now, and then you've got Nano Valk beat Brittany Beers, which gave them the second place, and now we're gonna fight over who wins. So
yes, and we do have Emmy Mouse. Did she say she's in tank jail this week?
No, she's out of tank jail. So
she's
damn!
Support. I'm ready for my diva bombs.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have Horrorcore Game with the Canadian and Breedable. They are playing the Rhine Diva. Finn and Tank is playing the Symmetra and the Echo. Of course, Sem on this map is fantastic. And Dimples and Slobby Globby are playing Moira and Mercy. And for, who the hell are they playing this week?
So Nano Valk. So
Nano Valk, Nano Valk. Wham and Sidomi are playing the Reinhardt Zarya. Sky and the Bear having Symmetra and Junkrat. And Emmy Mouse and Living Truth are on the Baptiste and Lucio, and already we're seeing Nano Valk just lining up that kill feed. Dang. And that is impressive with the 5K. With the 5 kill already.
What you've got to look at there is Wham has now got 60% ult charge already just off that initial fight. The Bear,
yes,
even that is the double kill
big.
And the start is
and
only
yeah,
at 35,
and Wham does have 63 to Canadians 48 as Reinhardt, which is surprising because playing with Canadian, last season in a different league. He is fantastic on the wrecking ball.
Okay,
But
so we could see that
he
come
must be
out.
getting better. Yeah, we could be seeing the wrecking ball come from Canadian here pretty soon. But his Ryan is fantastic as well. But mostly known for his wrecking ball. So let's see how good he's been learning the Reinhardt.
Teleport it
But
behind.
we do see his teleport on point, which is a little weird place for the sim to put it. We see the objective circuits being
that's
engaged
unfortunate.
and out of their alt already, and down goes Tank Beast.
So we have to
And
kind
Nano
of.
Valk is.
I mean, to be fair, Tank invested that ultimate then. But while the switch came through, he swapped onto the Junkrat instead of the Echo. But Breed has just been stagger killed. Obviously, the res has come through as well.
But that was smart for Wham to use the hammer down on Tank Beast to actually get the Echo out of their alt.
And there you go. Breed is just at the grab on the side of Nano Valk, but Wham pulls through with 2 kills.
And there's that window fire strike.
Yep.
Which we saw last time Nano Valk used that window fire strike, getting that 4K against Brittany Beers.
Well, there you go.
And it was actually on Lijiang Tower. It was actually on Lijiang Tower as well. Them getting that 4K.
Yeah. So I mean, if we kind of break it down, it looks like Hardcore have got basically both tank ults as well as both support ults coming into this next fight, but Nano Valk are also sitting on 3 ults of their own, and Shatter will more than likely come through as well.
But that clock is ticking down to 98%.
Really, we're on to overtime.
And here
now.
comes the overtime. And we see the Us being unleashed, the Bear taking out Dimple, Sidomia taking out Canadian. And this is going to be all she wrote, I'm going to say, for Horrorcore Gaming on this first round of Lijiang Tower.
The tank's trying to keep it alive, though.
One contesting, yes, with the Pharah. But Pharah can only do so much against 6 people, and that's going to be it.
There we go. That's unfortunate. I think potentially Canadian only got the 1 shatter that entire round then, and potentially held on to it to try and use it, but didn't get a chance.
Well, we did see both Ryans only use 1 shatter during the entire game, but we did see Wham use the last shatter at the end of the round, which really doesn't count for anything.
You called it Shadow. Canadians just swapped over onto Wrecking Ball.
Mm-hmm. And this is the map we saw Wham get the 4K fire strike through Baptiste's window when they faced Brittany Beers.
Oh, nice.
So let's see if that will happen again.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what both teams do now. Nano Valk was really dominant on that previous round once they took control of the point.
We do see Nano Valk saying the same characters, and we do have a switch. Tank is going Doomfist now, Canadian going Wrecking Ball, and Beatable going Diva. But down goes Tank Beast already. Down goes Finn. That is a surprise that they actually have Finn on DPS, because his tank is really good as well. His Zarya is fantastic. And down we see Horrorcore Gaming already.
Yeah, swapping straight away Symmetra, straight off the Symmetra onto the Hanzo.
Yeah, Finn goes to the Hanzo, and Tank goes to the Pharah. Good switches though.
Yeah, definitely.
Finn's accuracy has been up in the 60s to 70s with the Hanzo. He has been working on that all season long, as we've seen in past games. But let's see how this works out tonight in the championship round.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Nano Valk have got the advantage now. They've got the ult charge, they've got the positioning, and the first kill now.
Breedable did switch off the Diva to the Zarya. So we see the Zarya ball. We don't really see a Zarya ball comp that much. But with the center being the main focus of a Wrecking Ball comp, I would say this might work out pretty well. But we see Wrecking Ball go down. Wrecking Ball just jumps off the bridge.
It's unfortunate because you were talking about that accuracy for Finn, and Finn managed to get the kill. But then they lose some with the
Tank taking out Sky. There's Justice raining from above. There goes the Bear, but the Bear takes out Slavy Glavi.
And the beat coming out quite late there from Nano Valk as well.
Yes, it was a late beat. Maybe they were trying to protect the Junkrat who was doing the tire, but it didn't work out well. And here comes the Dragons. Finn taken out too, but
they need to capitalize on this now.
Turret taking out Dimples. And here comes some nice mines from Wrecking Ball, but they have to get rid of these Symmetra turrets. They're just taking out Wrecking Ball's defenses. And they don't see the Sim Teleporter behind on the point.
Yeah, it gave Nano Valk such an advantage just then. Finn did find the kill
Yes,
though, so
keeping that teleporter there is giving Nanovalk the really big
somebody needs to
advantage.
touch, and they didn't make it in time.
And no, and that is it. Nanovalk takes map 1 of Lijiang Tower. The score is 0-1. Let's see who gets play of the game. I really think it's gonna be. Wow, I did not expect to see that.
Yeah, the
Finn
dragons.
taking play of the game, but with these dragons, let's watch this. Boom, boom, and there he goes, taking out 2. Congratulations, Finn, on your play of the game, a contender for the DPS MVP. And as we see the cards, tanking 8,000 damage, Sidomi 57% average energy, so on, so forth. Congratulations, Nanovalk, for taking map 1 of what could be 5 maps. So let's see. If you're horrorcore and we have hybrid coming up, do we see with Finn's accuracy and tank, how tank these plays, do we see them go maybe to their strength, maybe a Junkertown, so we can get a Widow pick out of this, or
Well,
put
Junkertown
that
would be
in...
the escort map, so what we're looking at here is something like
Oh yeah, oh King's Row,
King's Row,
hands down
Iconvold.
King's Row.
You see, I like King's Row, but I prefer Iconvold. I like that first choke. I think you can do so much more with that first choke.
Oh yeah, do you know what I'd like to see? I would like to see a Halloween King's Row. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
A Halloween King's Row and a let's see, we have Halloween Eichenwald, yeah, and a Christmas Eichenwald. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, if we just break it down there, obviously with Horrorcore being the #1 seed, you expected. Feel like we potentially expected more from them, but I think what happened is people were trying to make individual plays. It doesn't look like they grouped up much. There wasn't times where I felt like Horrorcore came together as a team and pushed as a team and actually challenged the point. And there was one point where it looked like it was going to flip in Horrorcore's favour, but they didn't pay attention to the teleporter and they didn't pay attention to the turrets. So the extra damage and the extra numbers flipped it in their favour.
I think what would have worked, maybe a Winston on that because of the Symmetra, but it in my opinion, from what I've seen from Horrorcore, what was that? What's the map called? The specific map? What was
That was
Lijiang called?
Control.
Oh, control maps don't work well in the favor of Horrorcore, and we've seen that in the past.
Okay.
They're more of a payload of a hybrid kind of team. They're fairly decent on 2CP as well, but control is not really in their wheelhouse. And I suggest, well, I don't suggest, but I highly think that we'll see Horrorcore take the hybrid and take the payload, the escort map as well. So I really do think we will see a map 5 tonight. And we do see a Blizzard World come out from Horrorcore.
Yep.
Interesting.
So we'll see what they want to do. It's kind of nice. It's refreshing. You do tend to just see Iconvold or King's Row, so to see Blizzard World as well is a good shout. This is, for me, I quite like playing a Rhine Sigma on this map. You stick Sigma on the high ground on the left and keep Rhine on the low ground on the right, and you've got both angles covered. If they jump the high ground, the Sigma can just drop. So
yeah, I think I like playing DPS on this map. I like using Torb. Using the high points for his turret. On the first point, if you go up to the top of the balcony, there's a nice way to set the turret there. Also, if you have the Battle Cat Orisa, use that shield of hers and place it just where that rock is, where the huge statue is in the middle. Place that shield right behind the rock on the right hand side where that door is, and then let Torb's turret go to work. Legit.
yeah.
Yeah. But I think we'll see maybe we'll see the The Wrecking Ball from Canadian again. Oh, no, just kidding. Oh, yeah, we
Well,
switched sides.
we've had the because Nano Valk took the map, they get to choose whether to defend or attack first, and they've decided to attack first. Well, defend
Oh.
first. Sorry.
So Nano Valk will be defending first.
Uh-huh.
Nice. Which lets Horrorcore set the pace for this payload map.
It really does. It can do one of two things. It'll either be like a mind game, and Nano Valk after just beating Horrorcore will be able to keep them there and hold them in their place, and then they've got the advantage for when they attack. Or it'll play into Horrorcore's advantage, and they could just come out swinging.
Now, do you like the sim strat on this map at all? Or have you tried it? Have you done it?
I have.
Oh, you've probably done it.
I've tried quite a few. Obviously, I essentially, basically, I prefer to have a Lucio just speed straight up those stairs on the right hand side, take that high ground instantly, make them drop down, and then just flip the map, make them the attackers and you the defenders, and come round from that side, because it allows you to have that high ground and then that natural cover as well, and then they've got to make their way to well, you wouldn't call it payload, you'd call it like control point, really.
The starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the control point first to get the payload activated.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see the bunker comp here tonight with this?
Potentially, but you might also see we literally might see the wrecking ball come out, because the wrecking ball can do a lot of hassling from the background, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I personally haven't watched these teams play as much. I haven't really covered many fire games, but they are always high tempo and always quite intense. So
They are. They're very fast paced.
Yeah.
Now I must admit, Slavi Glavi, she does well on the heels, but if you have ever played with her, if you ever seen her Junkrat is fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, I know a few Junkrat players, but I'm surprised that they don't have her on the DPS for this map, because she has a really good Junkrat.
I don't think we've had their lineup. Oh well, yeah, we have. We've had the lineup. They're quite happy sticking to what they've got. Yeah, I'm just double checking that I've got all the spectators correct, and then I think we've got readies from both teams. Well, we've had a ready from Horrorcore. I'll just double check on Emmy from Nano Valk.
And Emmy Mouse still on the heels.
Yep, still on the heels.
Grr, get off the heels, Mouse. I want to see the Diva Bombs tonight.
This would be a fantastic map for it as well.
It would be.
Yeah.
But no, Mouse goes the heels.
We've got readies from both teams, so we will
All
go
right,
into this.
let's do this. Map 1 went by really quick.
It did.
Look at the Christmas Blizzard world.
Yes, I thought it's almost winter. Let's have a winter theme.
Yes, I love it.
It's kind of interesting because it contrasts the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the importance of tonight. So both teams are fighting. Like there's a lot of fire going on right now to win this.
And we just threw a snowstorm.
Yeah, we've got a nice jolly map to say, hey,
a nice chilly map.
Come along and fight. But yeah, so we'll see what goes on, and as this game goes along, then I'll let you do the play-by-play, and then when the downtime happens, I can talk about the ults and what potentially is happening.
You can talk about whatever you want. You're more welcome to help me talk.
Well, otherwise I'm just interrupting you, so we'll go ahead.
No, you're fine. I don't care. It's a team effort, my friend. We got Women's Sidomia on the Reinhardt and Diva. Sky staying with the what's her name? Symmetra. True going with May and Azrael, and Emmy Mouse going with Baptiste and Lucio. Canadian going with the Reinhardt, and Beatable going with the Diva. Finn and Tank going with the Hanzo and McCree. Dimples and Slaviglavi going with the Baptiste and the Mercy. And let us go. as
Yeah.
we see Horrorcore Gaming go up the stairs and taking the main route.
We'll see what Finn could do with these long sight lines. See if the accuracy in that training has paid off.
Yes, and we do see the high ground being taken with the
But
with Nano Valk.
it gives Nano it gives a Horrorcore space to move, but they've just lost their first person.
Sidomia taking out McCree already. And we do see the weird Symmetra teleporter that was taken down quickly. Sky taking out Canadian taking out Wham, Ben taking out Azrael's Immortality Field. And there's another teleporter going from the point up to the top of this balcony right here. And Sim turrets on the point.
The ult advantage is kind of going in the favour of Horrorcore Gaming right now, though. Finn is really close to his dragons, but obviously he has to be careful of Psy. And Dimples has basically got his window up, so whenever they want that to initiate, they can. Canadian could complete his shatter just off that window.
And here comes the dragons from Finn. Without getting nobody, unfortunately.
Yeah, it didn't really do any damage to anyone.
But we did get the Symmetra bear coming out before she died.
Literally just the seconds before she died. Here's a bomb from Psy. Three people.
That was the three-piece.
So nicely placed.
A three-piece and a biscuit.
That was so nicely placed.
And we're going to see a hard reset by Horrorcore Gaming.
I think we have to kind of look at Tank's play here. We've had 2 minutes right now, and Tank hasn't built up to that first EMP yet. He's still 40% away. So I feel like that'll be the engagement tool, but it should really be ready now, you know. So
yeah, with 2 minutes in, you should already have your Sombra ult ready. Because we're going to see Finn. Finn's getting close to another dragons already.
Exactly. I mean, Finn's at 60%, and he's already used dragons once, so they're doing a really good job of keeping Breed frozen. Though he's not being able to get much done.
Here comes the blizzard, but that's
only catches Breed.
Only getting Breed, but does get the kill on him.
True is going chasing down the kill, and does get the DMech.
Yes, and that's big for Breeze being D-Mech because they just got their ult as well.
It really is.
With 1 minute, with 1 minute left, and we do have Tank, but Tank goes down with their ult still intact. We could see maybe a Diva Bomb, but there's 6 seconds left in the game in the first round.
We've got the last minute now. We could see a Diva Bomb with an EMP. That could be a win condition for them.
The EMP bomb, but we do have. If you look, we do have the teleporter on point and getting ready for that.
But you'll also need beat. There's the EMP.
There's the EMP.
5 on the side of.
Wow, that is big. Slavi gets the res on Canadian, but an EMP with the window.
There's the shatter.
Here comes the
could
Diva
be big.
Bomb.
And the manual hack onto Wham as well.
Diva
Nicely
bomb.
done. Okay,
that
they're
is
making
a beautiful
it work
Diva
now.
Bomb from Breedable.
They've got to make sure to clean up now. Last time they didn't clean up. They let Nano Valk trickle back in. They've got to get these kills. They've got to get these stagger kills.
That is a big mistake right there. Like Nano Valk triple in because they're working on that. They're working on that teleporter with the Immortality Field up and down.
And 3 players are back now.
We do see the overtime come through, but now three of the Nano Valk are on point now. Here comes the fourth one.
Careful, the bomb can come through from Psy. Looks like they're not going to invest.
Sidomi is down.
Yeah.
The bomb did not come through in time. The Canadian took out Sidomia and the mech and the baby Diva.
See, Tank took 3 minutes to build his EMP, and in that last 30 seconds of overtime fight, he's at 90%. So it just goes to show you can do it. You just need to be proactive with it, that's all. But Nano Valk have got the ult advantage now, so we'll see what happens.
They do have the advantage, but the problem is that they're Slavi Globby is the only one pushing this payload.
Yeah, and Globby's going on and off.
And now nobody's on payload. And that payload's been sitting for 5 seconds. And now we have a Symmetra portal on the payload. And that payload was idle for a good 10 seconds.
The res coming through on Finn gets wasted then because he dies straight away again. And Nano Valk are just pushing forward. They're saying, we're having this space, we're keeping it.
Finn switched without using the dragons. I think I maybe would have shot the dragons out of spawn and then switched.
Yeah. There's the EMP.
But here comes the EMP.
4 people again.
But nothing to really pair with the EMP. We see the freeze. There's the Diva Bomb. And that's going to get nobody.
Yeah, True blocking it with the wall. It was really well placed. Nano Valk have come to play today.
They have, and we've seen some very questionable alt usages from both teams on this map already.
It's interesting. This could be a push now for. That's a beautiful.
There's a big 4K shatter. Reinhardt coming in to make space, pushing the payload. Canadian taking out Wham, Finn taking out Emmy Mouse.
Nano Valk have done a good job though now because there's no Horrorcore aren't gonna complete in the 20 seconds in the remaining time. It's gonna have to be an overtime push, and that gives Nano Valk an advantage. That gives them a time to.
It does, but yeah, we only have the Sidomia. We only have. Here comes the ult from Sidomia, which only gets the rhyme, but we also have the Emmy Mouse drop. But we do have Finn's High Noon. There's the beat drop by Emmy Mouse.
They're pushing them off the point.
But True takes out Finn.
The hack onto Sidomia.
Very.
Trying to build up that last bit of EMP. There's nobody touching right now. I don't think anybody can.
That's it. They won't get it.
If Tank hadn't been killed, then he'd have been able to touch, but. Jeez.
That was very unfortunate with the Sombra being taken out because we did have the EMP High Noon coming in. But we did not get to see it.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, a couple of mistakes on either side. Then Sky seems to be investing the walls at a little bit of a strange point in the fight. But I suppose if you can't keep an eye on the kill feed and keep an eye on what's happening at the same time, you're not quite sure what you should do. But we'll see now. You know, Horrorcore could hold them at first point. It's very, very achievable.
Yeah, so. It's really anybody's map right now. A very strong push for Horrorcore, but mistakes were made from both sides, leaving the payload idle for 10 seconds, something you can't do, especially with a team like Nano Valk and how strong they are.
Yeah.
But we do see Sky and True still stay on the Sombra sim combo. So we'll see how this fares out. We see Finn and Tank. Finn has switched to Echo, and Tank Beast is on the Torb. My try and true favorite for defense is Torb on this map.
And they've kind of swapped. True is now on the Sombra, so they want the EMP bomb fight. That's what they want. So we'll see what True's EMP build is like as well in the end.
Yeah, we'll see how True. Oh, and there's on point already the Sombra.
But it literally forced every single member of Horrorcore Gaming off the high ground.
To turn around, to turn and go to point. Yes, yeah, that's very smart from True. We'll see how quickly True builds up their alt charge compared to how Tank built up their alt charge, and we see True being at 32% already.
Yeah, I mean, look at that in 40 seconds. So.
Finn taking out True though.
That's a fantastic pick.
Finn's at 75% for their alt already.
And they're gonna have duplicate for
the
next fight.
And yep, there it is. There it is.
Yep, it's done.
Under 1 minute to get that alt charge on the Echo. That's impressive.
It is. And again, now though, Horrorcore needs to make sure they clean up. They get these stagger kills.
Well, Sidomian and Az are like, nope, we'll just go jump off the back and we'll regroup our team. You know, and it's smart to do that instead of let the opponents gain alt charge.
I gotta be honest with you, I would like to see Canadian swinging a little bit more. I see him take a little bit of damage, then he puts his shield straight back up again. It's like, no, come on, just swing at them for me.
Yeah, it's like you would tank, be aggressive. Like sometimes you gotta be aggressive with that Reinhardt.
Yeah.
And now we see both teams battling up on top of the Dustwood ride. And here comes the Reinhardt from Finn, but getting quickly
Instantly
taken out
getting
of their
deleted.
ult.
That's
They're like,
unfortunate.
we don't need two Reinhardts on the field.
So Sky just died with ult, which could be crucial for Horrorcore right now. Horrorcore could take this back. You have
Well, we do
basically got
see
EMP.
Sidomia with their bomb ready, and
Yeah,
Crew's 90%.
Crew is looking for this EMP.
We're gonna
That's
get
what
this
they want.
EMP bomb.
There's the wall from spawn.
A little bit early with that Symmetra wall.
But well, yeah, I suppose you're not really fighting on point. It's not really doing much, is it? So, and there's the wall.
There's the window and Shadow, but the Shadow is blocked. Here comes the Diva Bomb.
Oh!
And a big 4K from Sidomia! I said that a 3K with the Torb turret.
That's unfortunate.
That's what we were looking for. But Tank
That's
takes out
crazy.
Sky with the Torb ball. Sidomia takes out Breedable, and that's gonna Horrorcore has to a hard regroup.
A 4-minute time bank now. So, Nano Valk did it
But
twice the
anything
speed.
can happen. We've seen a 5-minute hold though before.
Oh, well and truly, this corner here is well and truly holdable. You just have to. I mean, True's made the swap onto the McCree now.
Yeah.
Like Finn did last time. So
Like,
we'll see what happens.
Like under the gate's holdable. Around that first corner is very holdable.
Yeah,
So
well and
two
truly.
close choke points.
Horrorcore just have to decide what they're doing now, though. So we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do. Yeah, how's
We do
chat
see
looking?
the Torb turret in the back. Chat's looking low. We got Shady Boy on. We got MRCB saying Sidomia. Being the score is 0-1 with Nano Valk winning. And this is map 2. The adaptive circuits are engaged for the
duplicate
McCree.
of the McCree, and there's the dead eye.
Well, we
Finn
see
built
that
that dead
being
eye so fast.
Finn taking out Emmy Mouse, the big shatter. Finn taking out Sidomia and Emmy Mouse.
See, it's unfortunate that Wham invested the ultimate, the shatter. I wonder whether he's making a change, because it didn't seem like that fight was winnable for them, and yet it got invested. It's unfortunate that Globby had to invest Valk at the end as well. That would have been nice for the next push.
For the next fight, yes, but
None of us
she
have
had
still
to
got
do what
2
she had to
minutes.
save her
So.
team, though.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, that's an early pick onto True, though, so we'll see how that changes the fight now.
Both Ryans still have saved the same.
Yeah.
And here comes the Sim Barrier, which is a very odd placement.
It is. It's kind of. But yeah, I think that's potentially to stop the turret from getting as much value, really. But Tank has got his ult, so we'll see what happens with that.
But that barrier did go down quite quickly, though. There's the Molten Core.
They kind of faked them out of that, though. They put the teleporter behind, and then the Molten Core got sprayed on it, but nobody went through, so it didn't really get any kills. Finn's got the duplicate, though, and then you've got Shatter on the side of Horrorcore, and then the bomb will be coming up on the side of Nano Valk as well.
I would think Finn will be duplicating Sidomia.
Yeah, or the Rhine. It's got to be the Rhine, or it's got to be the Diva. Finn looks like he's looking for the duplicate. He is taking the high ground.
Here comes Sidomia's Diva Bomb.
Only
getting Canadian, which is very surprising.
Red's coming through, though.
I would have thought Canadian was below that. There's the shatter from Canadian.
So, the True gets pinned out of his high noon. Finn did get the shatter in the duplicate, but got killed out of it just before he could use it. And it looks like it's going the way of Nanovalk right now.
Yes, and Nanovalk takes it 2-0 Nanovalk.
In just those few seconds, there was a change. That's fantastic. Oh, it's not the EMP bomb?
No, this is definitely Breedable's 3K.
Which was another EMP bomb. I just totally forgot about it. That's my bad.
Look at Slavic Globby's healing though. 12-7-54.
In a 13-minute match.
11 tough strike kills. Yes, that's very good. Almost 1,000 healing per minute. Finn getting 13k with damage. That's impressive.
Yeah, so we'll
You may not get your wish tonight for 5 maps.
no, I'm not having that. Come on, Horrorcore Gamer have got to do something. They've got to pull something out. I need to double check. I'm saying things correct. I'm sure. I'm definitely yeah. No, Horrorcore Gaming got map picks, so they definitely had the higher seed.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think if I remember correctly, they had the same map differential, but because when they first played, Horrorcore won. That's why they got first seed. So,
Yes, that is correct.
but yeah, let's. So we've got Saku coming in for Wham on tank, for Nano Valk.
That must be Sakura's first match tonight.
It will, and then we've got True Blue coming in for Sky, and Bear coming in for the second
True
True.
Woo.
And then Emmy's sitting out, and Living Truth is jumping in.
Let's see. So we have Shady Boys say make them play Paris with the devil horns, the devil emoji.
If
Shady
only we
Boy
had
says, "I
that
see you,
power.
Finn pop up." I know this isn't the All-Star game, so we can't do that,
Yeah.
fortunately.
But yeah, so it's an escort map, so we could be looking at Junkertown, we could be looking at Havana, we could be looking at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Ooh,
Um,
Watch Point. Mm.
Watchpoint is actually an underrated map for me. I play Rhine a lot on Watchpoint, and you don't expect people to play Rhine on it, so I don't. People are like, "What's going on?" And then it's like, well, you know, watch me play. But yeah,
Watch me do my thing.
yeah. And then obviously you got Rialto, Route 66, and Dorado as well. So we'll. Well, there we go. We're going to Havana.
Havana.
Uh
Ooh
huh.
na na.
Do any of these teams play the Farah?
Um, I believe I have seen True Blue play Pharah before. I know Tank Beast plays Pharah. Um, so I'm hoping to see some Tank Beast action with the Pharah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean Finn was playing the Echo quite successfully then, and I suppose that kind of
Maybe get
works.
maybe get some double bird action out there, unless we see a Widow on the opposing side, which probably will happen with the bear playing.
Oh, so you think we might see a Widow?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that'll be interesting. So Nanovalk have chosen to attack this time instead of defending. Um,
Ooh. Do you know the Junkrat hacks on this map?
oh no, do you want to clue me in?
If you get your Junkrat where the payload is to start out with, and you position your Junkrat on top of the gas station roof and do the lay down emote, it'll consider Junkrat as contesting the point.
Oh,
And then also when you turn the corner and there's that truck there on the left, if you also put Junkrat in the bed of the trunk with his lay down emote, it'll consider him as contesting the point.
so what you're saying is here, play Junkrat and just lie there and don't do anything.
Exactly. Just be a dead fish. Be a potato.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, just judging by the teams, then it looks like we could potentially see the Rhine Diva coming out from Horrorcore again. Sidomia might be on the Diva once again. I'm not sure I've seen Sakura play, so we'll
Be
see as to
interesting
what they
seeing
do.
what the Sakura does play. Yes, but the score is 2-0 Nano Valk winning right now.
So yeah,
Horrorcore has picked what the hell is this map? Havana.
Yeah, and we are on match point as well. So whoever wins
Yeah,
this one,
this could be the quickest match. This could be the quickest game I've seen the entire time I have casted.
well, yeah, it's. I mean, we've had. I don't think we've. I don't think we've played the championship game for mild tier. I think that's still to be played. Yeah, because it's
Yes,
Britney
that's so.
Spears
Yeah.
versus Valkyrie. Um,
Yes. Uh,
so
Lex Walt says reverse sweep. I hope so. I like to see it go to map 5.
hey, me
Uh,
too.
Actually, I've only seen for all the playoff games, I've only seen one game be a clean sweep of 3-0. And I believe that was Valk versus one of the Britney teams. I think it was.
I know Britney Spears versus Golden Grind was a 3-0. Britney Spears won 3-0 and took home the championship from that game for the Verde tier.
Oh.
And then obviously we're playing the. I think
The
actually
Fire team.
to be decided. I think they 3-0'd. Jeez, what's the name of that team? That's awful.
Who
No,
did
come
they
on, I do
face?
know it. It was to be decided versus. I was doing it the other day. Britney Beers. So I think to be decided 3-0'd.
Brittany.
Britney Beers. Yeah. So it's been a kind of a 3-0 tail for the playoffs so far.
Interesting. I love it.
Yeah. Yes. Maybe
Lux
they
says
can break the cycle.
Lux says reverse sweep, and Shady Boy says nah, just a sweep. The
Ah.
shade is being thrown by Shady Boy
So we got some
towards
competition.
towards horrorcore.
Oh. Okay. Right. Okay. Just in time. So let me just get the. Let me get. Let me just get the lineup sorted for horrorcore. I don't know whether.
Okay.
Sorry, just because they've given me a team member that I don't believe is in the lobby right now.
Who's that?
Samster.
Samster for horrorcore?
Yeah.
Yeah, Samster has been on their team. I don't know why he's not on here right now.
So Finn is sitting out and Zero's coming in. And then we've got Sneaky Turtle coming in for Globby. Oh, okay, and then we are we've got the Canadian and Breedable playing. I believe Breedable it was once called Samster. So
Okay.
we will start.
Well, here we go, y'all. What could be the final match of the fire tier for the season of the Bronze Tacos League. And we will see the pressure being applied early by Nano Valk as they are attacking first.
They really are. They've and this is what I was talking about before I was mentioned mind games. I think it's played in their favour because they took the first map and then they allowed Horrorcore to defend. Well, to attack. Was it attack? Hang on, let me double check.
Yes, Hardcore attacked on Blizzard World, yes.
No, yeah, so Horrorcore attacked, so they were like, okay, well, we've shown you what we can do now, so you show us what we can do. And now that that's happened, they're like, okay, well, let's see what you can do again now, because you've got to come to us. So.
And we see no flying DPS as we see. True Blue goes Bastion. Oh, True
let's see
Blue
how
wants to
real that
put the
is.
nail in the coffin. Nope, now he goes to a Doomfist. He doesn't want to get too sweaty. Making multiple
Yeah.
changes before the game starts is True Blue to who? And here we go, which could be the final round of the fire tier level of the Bronze Tackle League.
A very strange tank composition coming out from Nano Valk, to be fair. You've got the Hog with the Winston. And there you go, De Beer getting the first kill.
And the Bear taking out Zero.
So the Winston was being pressured there, but he managed to get out quite easily. Horrorcore have taken a fair bit of space right now. Nano Valk are kind of just backing off.
This is a big surprise to me, why Nano Valk would pull out Finn and bring in someone who's cold, who's been sitting on the bench for two maps, when this is a must-win third map. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, but I mean, True got hooked by the Roadhog a second ago and managed to get out alive. So, but I think De Beer has decided to turn it up and say, right, well, I want to play right now, and he's already got dragons, and that's a 5.5 minute time bank for Horrorcore to push through.
And now Horrorcore is...
Tagged has gone over to the Soldier now, off the Junkrat as well. We've still got the Winston. Oh, here you go. The swap to Arissa's come through.
We switched to Battle Cattle.
Yep, there you go.
A good swap. A good swap for the second portion of the map, as we see them coming through up top.
So you've got Azrael sitting on the payload, just pushing it forward. They've got Window coming up. You've got High Noon and Dragons, as well as the bomb potentially.
And here comes Dragons.
Forcing the split
here
as well.
Here comes the High Noon, which did the split correctly.
Beautifully done.
That was a beautiful split. And True Blue getting a three-piece in a biscuit. The Bear
coming out of the small room though. They did try to collapse, and both tags have been taken down now.
Hog in that small room is very dangerous, though.
It is, but they had the exits there. They could just get out straight away. So and there you go.
another 5-minute time bank.
Literally, like 5 minutes 40 seconds. But this right now, this is where Nano Valk have the potential to stop them in the tracks. We've seen.
And this is where Horrorcore has to stand their ground right now.
Nano coming through, trying to build up that push towards that shatter. I'm sure Canadian.
There's the big shatter, but
I felt like Canadian went from 40% ult charge to shatter in a second. Then that was crazy.
Yeah. The High Noon coming up top but getting no one.
Tag pieces swapped to the window as well.
3 ults online, but down goes Sakura. And we see Nano Valk with 3 ults online to Horrorcore's 0 ults online. Breedable will be getting their ult online here in about 5 seconds. Here comes the bomb! Oh, but this got Breedable. And the window, and the cleanup, and the march forward with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left as they cross the moat into the castle. And Horrorcore needs to go with some stalled characters right now.
They gotta get in there. It's not looking too healthy ult-wise. Nano Valk have got the ults. No, sorry. Hang on.
There's the shatter from behind. But we're gonna get the beat drop, the immortality field.
It is going kill for kill right now, though. It's not like they don't let them see that. Don't let them see that.
But Sidomia is the only one on point. Sidomia is right behind all of Horrorcore, except for Dimples, who legit chased Sidomia off point. If it wasn't for, if it was not for Dimples, Sidomia would have backcapped that.
That got very close. That got very close to being.
That was very close.
Well, yeah, I mean, it obviously Nano Valk have come out right now and set such an incredible time, and they are doing a good job at
Here
pressuring
comes
the tanks.
Sidomia's bomb, but I don't know where that bomb was going from Sidomia.
Very strange
That was
one,
a
to be
weird
honest.
throw. I think Sidomia was trying to get it over the top of the castle, but
Yeah.
with no problems. And we do see Canadian on the wrecking ball.
The high noon from behind,
Takes out Zero and Dimples.
and this is giving Nano Valk an opportunity to push
And
now.
we see Sneaky Turtle using their ult just to get on point, which could really cost them. The bear taking out Tank Beast. Here comes the dragons going for the wrecking ball. Oh, but down goes Tank Beast. That's gonna be big trouble. Oh man, Tank timed that just a little bit too early and ran right into the tails of the dragon, and Dimples could not call us on on Canadian quick enough to save them. That's heartbreaking because they had really good hold. They were doing really good.
It really were. It kind of, you kind of wonder where the decision makings are, where the decisions are being made, because at that point when Horrorcore won the fight and Nano Valk had to reset, why didn't Horrorcore push up to that corner? Why did they let Nano Valk walk towards them and give them that space? Because essentially you're stopping yourself from having a second fight. You're stopping yourself from being able to defend that final sort of choke. If you push up to the corner, it gives you more time to say, well, build ult charge for one, but also to say we're here and we're willing to fight for this right now. But I don't know. Kind of feels like Horrorcore have been a little bit passive, which is unfortunate.
We do see Zero taking the Reaper, and Tank going on the Ash for the first time tonight. So we'll see how that plays out.
And it looks like Nano Valk want to spawn. They want to come in for the fight right now. So we'll see what happens.
And here they go. Holy cow, that scared me. I didn't even see them. I was not prepared for that. They want to end this quick.
They're ready for
They're
this
like,
right
screw competition, screw sportsmanship. We want to end you quick, and we want to end you now.
It's interesting that we see the hog come out from both sides as well.
And if you did not see, the bear actually froze off the entrance point to the spawn, so they couldn't retreat inside.
Yeah, listen, even though they're at spawn door right now, you need to regroup, because you just
they do need to be careful, because they do have the other way out. There's 3 different exit points of this gas station.
Yeah, see, Horrorcore are split right now. You've got 3 on either side, and I think that's playing into the favour of Nano Valk. And there's the Transcendence invested to try and keep the team alive.
Yes, the quick Zenyatta Sidomia taking out Canadian. Here comes a Diva Bomb, taking out only Sneaky Turtle.
Fair play to Turtle for building up that ult as fast as he did, though. Transcendence there within like a minute and a half. Less than a minute and a half, so that's impressive.
That was a very fast build for Transcendence.
Uh-huh.
But they start with what? 4 minutes on the clock to push the payload? 5 minutes?
Yeah, 4 minutes.
And they took a good minute and a half off of Horrorcore's gaming just by the fight at the spawn.
And there's the whole hog coming through. The blizzard got thrown. It was kind of far into the back. Breedable is getting caught by it, and he is getting taken out. So
I don't agree with that freeze on Breedable. He only had 1 foot in the blizzard circle. Thank you very much.
it's literally line of sight and you're done. It's unfortunate. Zero just managing to get out, which is. But you see, this is what I was saying about the space. Nano Valk met them at the door so that they can now have a fight at this choke. And if they lose the fight at this choke, they can have one final push at the actual the cap point, you know. So dragons coming through. True Blue just got hooked out of his dragons, and well, that's an investment of ults to complete this. They should get
But
3 people
you
on point
gotta
now
do
to
what you
push him.
gotta do before
Yeah.
you know we go into an overtime, which we don't want.
No, exactly. And so they should get 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes to push this now. There you go, 3.5 minutes. But it could take 3.5 minutes to get round that corner. So
It could,
good
or it
on-
could take 3.5 minutes to go to the second point.
yeah,
We'll find out what
exactly.
happens.
Well, yeah. So
but
Turtle's got his transcendence again, which is good. It's an early pick.
It's very. I want to say that's very good alt management from Horrorcore from what we just saw to get to the first point, because they swapped off the Dimples, the Tank, and Zero's alt, and now we see Canadian. Breedable almost have their ult, and Secretary have their ult.
Canadian went really low there,
Sakura,
but he got killed and he lost his ult.
Yeah, Sakura lost their ult. He got
so-
killed right in the middle of it, which is huge for
Uh-huh.
Horrorcore gaming.
This is the snowball that Horrorcore needed now. This is what the Horrorcore needed to keep pushing forward.
And now you see Horrorcore needs to push up. And we do see the Rhine getting ready, Canadian getting ready with that shatter. But they're going behind them. And that's smart. I really here comes the bomb. But the
Good catch
bomb didn't know,
anyway.
but that was smart rotating to the other side.
Huge shatter on the side of Canadian there, which is fantastic. Okay, so this is going in Horrorcore's favour right now, but Horrorcore needs to keep this tempo going. They need to be taking the space. They need to push and push and push. They can't let Nano Valk set up.
They can't be passive here.
Not at all. And I mean, if they can do this fast enough, they potentially have the superior time bank. But, you know, Nano Valk had 5.5 minutes coming into this point, so...
Yeah. But anything is possible, because now that they have 1 minute to get to the end of the payload, but I don't think they'll make it, but I don't think it'll be with a better time.
I really hope they can
And
make it.
And Living Truth wasting that beat drop, though, that's very surprising. I don't know if he fat-fingered or what, but...
Well, you're going to have both support ults coming up on the side of Horrorcore Gaming now as well as potentially
Plus
both
Zero's
TPS
ult.
ults. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But it's good. I like the pace coming out from Horrorcore Gaming now. I like that they're taking the space and they're taking the fight to Nano. They're not letting Nano Valk make the first move. They're like, we're here and we're here to play. Sakura
And
has
Nano
got the...
Valk,
Go on.
if I was Nano Valk right there, I would have moved up so they could not get around that corner.
Yeah, exactly. Sakura not getting much of that ult again. Here comes the dragons.
There's a dragon though.
Splitting them
which
up once
splits
again.
the group, but Sakura
Uh-huh.
gets taken down. So does the immortality field, and
Liver
this is
Truth got
big.
Liver Truth got
This
the boot
is
on
huge though.
to Breedable though, so you know we could potentially have
Oh,
another.
there's the dragon taking out Dimples, but the transcendence
push
comes
this.
out.
The window on the back from Azrael.
Oh, window of
know,
opportunity
it's-
from Azrael comes down. And Azrael taking out 3. That is
Azrael's showing up right now.
impressive.
See, Liver Truth managed to get the boop onto Breed there, so he actually built his ult up a lot faster than he would have, which is now in the favour of Nano Valk. But it's a shame because they've got no support ults, but they have got ults to work with. Looks like Zero's trying to go for the back Blizzard, but he was
Back
scouted
point.
by the Sonic Arrow. I said Blizzard, I meant Blossom. Imagine a Reaper throwing out a Blizzard.
Oh my gosh. Frozen bullets for everybody. Tank taking out the bear. The Hanzo diff.
But then going off the map. So that's unfortunate. They got that advantage, but then it was lost straight away.
That is, but there's a
Fantastic
big...
shatter. Have to watch out for that high noon though.
Oh, is he gonna get the high noon off?
He got it off. He cancelled it straight away. He hit the high noon button and then tried to shoot straight away, but it didn't get anyone.
Oh, that was very questionable by Zero though.
You kind of feel like that Blossom should have happened when the shatter happened, you know? But
Yeah.
yeah, the change
But the immortality field was thrown out though.
Yeah. So Well, let's just
I
see what
think that's what
happens
they
then.
were. I really think that's what they were predicting with the immortality field coming out. And now they switched to the Sombra and Wrecking
Yeah,
Ball.
I think they're
Breedable
gonna
does
have
have
to.
their ult.
They're gonna have to aggressively Transcendence. They're just gonna have to push in with it. They haven't got much choice. But they need to
And the
touch.
gang was split up,
Yeah.
but they need to.
They're gonna
Oh,
hack
that's
the manual
big.
hack
Living
onto
Truth
Living
thing
Truth.
down.
Turtle gets killed by De Beer though before
Window
he
of
can get that
opportunity gets
Transcendence
thrown
off.
out again.
Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Somebody touch. Make this happen. Come on. Stall it out, guys. Stall it out.
Oh, that was
the hack off, get the
lucky
hack
by
off.
Canadian and Dimples.
Zero getting
Canadian
scouted
playing
and
Ring Around the
killed.
Rosie with the Reinhardt.
Yeah, right now he's really trying to make this last. Transcendence
Oh
coming in.
no!
Just so Turtle could touch. And this might be all we've seen, folks.
Oh, what a heartbreak. But Nanovalk takes the sweep 3-0.
Yep. Nanovalk taking it home. There you go. Tank taking home the which is, I thought it might have been Azrael, to be honest, with that triple window kill.
See, I think. Oh!
Nice.
Alright, Tank! Calm down! I think they need to switch Baptiste's alt name to Window of Opportunity.
Yeah.
Because that's what Azrael had that game, was a
He
window of
really did.
opportunity. That was fantastic.
Yeah, so I mean, just, you know, kind of summing up the game there, it's almost like, I don't know, it's kind of like Horrorcore found a tempo to work at in like the last second, in the kind of the penultimate moment where it was like, okay, we've got to fight, we've got to do something, but it kind of feels like it's too little too late in a sense, you know?
And it felt like Nanovalk had that tempo going on from the get-go.
They were ready as soon
Like
as those doors
they
opened.
were ready. They played really aggressive tonight, which I'm very surprised because I did not see that coming from Nanovalk. Because usually they're lax, they wait, but it was a very aggressive Nanovalk to take the Fire Tier Championship 3-0 from Horrorcore.
I mean, with that game was an hour long, guys. That championship game just lasted an hour. I kind of feel like I'm seeing.
I'm not even tired. usually I'm tired afterwards, but
I kind of
goddamn.
feel it kind of feels like I've just watched Shanghai Dragons go up against Atlanta Rain. You know what I mean?
I feel cheated.
Yeah,
Like I want more.
I think it ended on Havana for Shanghai and Nanovalk. Nanovalk, jeez, imagine Shanghai and Atlanta Rain as
Oh
well.
my god.
But yeah, I think you've got to give it to Horrorcore for coming out and fighting and showing up and doing what they could. But it really was Nanovalk's game tonight. They showed that they're here to win. They're here to fight, and they fought well.
Yes. And now we do, what's it called? Interviews.
Yeah, I mean, while we're waiting for the interview people to come through, how are you feeling MVP wise? Let's start with Horrorcore because we only got to decide one for them.
Horrorcore, I gotta say probably either Tank Beast or Finn for DPS.
Yeah. I think it definitely it does that. To be fair to Canadian, he got like some pretty good shatters in there, and he definitely managed to change the tempo of things at times. But it has got to go to Finn or Tank Beast. I mean, even at least a special mention to Tank for that play of the game just now. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you want a high noon?" I don't think so.
I really think Tank Beast should get MVP for DPS.
Okay, I mean, all right. So that leaves us with the tank line. It's got to be Sidomia.
I would say Sidomia,
Yeah,
and then for support Azrael, hands down with that freaking Baptiste. Oh
Yeah.
god, yeah,
I mean,
disgusting.
fair enough. Yeah, it was. If you think about it, it was kind of like window after window.
Window of opportunity, pop, pop, pop. Window of opportunity, pop, pop, pop. Getting like 9 kills with 3 windows. Come on now, that's ridiculous.
I mean, and it changed the pace of the game at the end. Then that it potentially,
Oh, sure did.
they were potentially going to cap, and Azrael was like, "All right, my turn to shine." So.
You know Azrael plays Call of Duty. Just to throw that out there. Just to throw that out there. He's like, oh, window of opportunity, pop, 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 pop. Down goes 4 enemies. All right, let's go. Let's build this all charge up even more.
I'm having internet issues right now. Could you just check the match chat for me to see who wants to do interviews?
Yes, let me get to it real quick. Discord, match chat.
Yeah, well, it's working again now, so I'm just gonna ask. See if they want to come in for interviews. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. To be honest, just playing that game, then playing the game, watching the game. It's kind of like you don't know. I always when I bring the teams in and you want to talk to them, it's kind of like you don't want to say to them, "Come on, what was going on? Why were you so passive?"
It's gonna be Breedable and Finn for horrorcore.
All right, cool. So we'll bring those in first then.
Yes.
Okay, I can invite Finn, but I can't invite Breedable. Some of these names they have to make us casters say, you know.
Breedable. I invited Breedable.
Okay.
Hello, hello.
Hello
Oh
there.
my God, is that Finn?
Oh my god, it is. It's Finn.
Oh my God, Finn.
Welcome to the House of Fun, Finn.
The House
Oh my
of
God.
Fun.
who's on Bronze Tacos? Is it Big Bear?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Bear, you from the UK or no?
Yeah,
He
I
is.
am, yeah.
You can't
You're
tell.
from the UK. I
I am
thought
in
you
the
were. That's why I
UK.
said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where about?
And then True Woo and Emmy is gonna come in for Nano Valk.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm northwest, basically, Finn.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay, fair. I'm up in
Yeah.
Scotland, so
Finn,
nice.
the northeast.
Finn, tell
Yeah.
Breedable to get in here.
Where the fuck is Sam?
Yeah,
Sorry,
we can't
we're there.
can't invite him because I think he's still in a group with someone else.
Oh, he's so silly. Wait,
Well, I sent
let me-
him an invite to join the group, but he just
Oh.
doesn't like you.
Yeah, that's it. He actually hates people here.
There we go. There's Sam.
Ooh. And we wait for group chat. Hey,
Welcome to the
there
House
he
of
is.
Shadows. Oh, Sam. Breedable. Whatever you want to be called. Breedable Sam. Whatever.
Readable and submissive. It's his full title.
Oh, Lord. This is a kid show, y'all.
It's not. It's 18 plus.
18 plus,
You know
16
it.
plus.
Let's stick to the game, shall we,
Okay,
guys?
you
Let's
dirty
stick to the game. Right, well, obviously, thank you both for joining us after
Yes.
the game you've just managed to play.
Congratulations
Thanks for
on making
casting,
it to
thanks
the
for casting.
championship round.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, commiserations as well, because
Yes, sorry
Thank
for
you,
your
thank you.
loss.
yeah, we're sorry that it
Condolences.
Condolences for your
condolences,
loss.
bro. It's a tough
Thank
one.
you,
It's a tough
thank
one.
you.
It's a tough one.
it is. And to be fair to you, between yourself and Nano Valk, I believe you both had the same map differential. So coming into this, we knew it was going to be hard fought anyway. And it was going to be for both teams to show up and fight for it. And, you know, to be fair to you as a team, you definitely showed up. You definitely fought for it. And, I mean, even on the end then with Havana, there was moments where it felt like, okay, well, this is going to a fourth map. This is going all the way. And then you just unfortunately had Azrael in the background pop a window up
Yeah.
and go,
With
Yeah,
his window
no,
of opportunity.
really-
pop, pop,
really good
pop,
at
popping
boost.
heads.
3K. Yeah. No, he's Azrael. I mean, that's one of their highest players. They're really solid. And I think they're like 3,500 on the DPS. So their
I know.
Baptistas. It's scary.
jeez.
What about your
Yeah.
What about your Baptiste, Finn? I miss your Baptiste.
Nah, I was never any Danny. You know, Danny
the
was the Baptiste.
Baptiste days.
Danny was the Bap. Gosh. Yeah.
I gotta say to you
No,
though,
we.
Finn, go
Oh,
on,
yeah, what's up?
go on, what have you got to say?
Oh no, you please.
Oh, I was,
I'm
I
off
was,
one, I'm
I was just going to say we were actually on Blizzard World. We noticed you got your duplicate on Echo in less than a minute, like in less than 60 seconds. You built up your
Yeah,
duplicate.
I think it's like
I've been
56
playing
seconds
Echo
you
for
got your
one whole
duplicate off.
day, so
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
All right, now we don't need to
Oh
focus.
my god, okay.
yeah.
Well, in that case, Nano Valk was feeding you like you were a small child.
No, we just had a game yesterday in another league we play in, and we were playing double fly. I had to play the Echo when I don't play the Echo, and we ended up reverse sweeping. So I was, the hope was maybe the Echo will make some plays again, but it was tough. It's I gotta say, Sky on the sim just made
I mean,
made life so hard for us. They're
Yeah.
a really good sim player.
No, well, to
just
be
kept switching tank lineups.
yeah, no, and to be entirely honest with you, with watching your Echo play, you built your ultimate faster, and then every time you got the duplicate, you managed to get the ultimate in the duplicate, but as soon as you duplicated, it was like they were hard focusing you. They were kind of
Yeah,
like,
so much damage.
just get in there straight away
God,
to
yeah.
stop that from happening. So,
I kept getting that right, and the minute by the time I'd got the shatter, I was already out of
Yeah,
duplicate,
yeah.
and it was hard.
So,
Yeah.
but
I think you had like 3 duplications before Tank got his 1 EMP.
well, actually, that was
I could've tried
Dragons.
to tank though. Tank's a fucking beauty on the DPS. He's genuinely insane. Yeah. No, we had an issue of we have a lot of players on our team who like to be good at the game and climb. And
so they don't know how to control themselves.
yeah. I mean, obviously they want to. You're here to climb. You're here to get better. But yeah, a lot of our players climbed up, and our usual, comp we like to run, our usual roster, became a little too high. So we had to improvise a lot of time. Not that I played out of box win. I mean, they team diffed. They were incredible. But
If only I knew what that
yeah.
felt like.
it probably was the
Me
hardcore
too.
their best showing.
But yeah, and obviously, congrats on the play of the game as well, Breedable. It was one of those where we were seeing as a caster looking at it going, okay, listen, there's a bomb there, EMP's about to happen, and I think the Sombra managed to get a 5-man EMP, and you just kind of slid the bomb in, and it was like, well, that's all she said, folks. That's all she said. But yeah, so
Yeah,
obviously,
it was good.
sorry, I was just gonna say with it being the championship game then, and obviously there's no pressure to like, start crying or anything. But how are you guys feeling at the end of it? Like what if you could sum it up? How would you sum it up for us, Finn?
I mean, it's a hard loss. No one wants to make all the way to the finals and not get the championship.
Of
But
course.
I know how that
mean,
feels.
That's it. Yeah, right. My second season in a row, second place, bro. It hurts. we taking silver medals out here. No, we came in as a team. Like the start of this Bronze Taco season was our first ever time playing together. We were all from different teams. I think there's probably about 4 different teams that make up what we are now as hardcore. And we've worked hard. We've learned how to play with each other. We got a lot of insanely good individual players. Like, I don't think anyone on the team feels, I guess, there's gonna be some disappointment, but no one on the team feels sad or angry. It's a sad loss, but we got bigger and better things ahead of us. More leagues, more games. Hopefully, some championships in the future.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. I think you've kind of hit the nail on the head there. You're taking something that is obviously something that's fun for you, and you're working with a new team with new people, and trying to figure out how, if one member of your team climbs a little bit too high, okay, well, how do we adjust to that, and how do we make it work still, and how are we still a strong team? And I think you did show that tonight. So it's props to you, really. It really is.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, same question to you then, if you don't mind, Breed.
Yeah, I mean it's it hurts,
Yeah.
but I mean we did just play a pretty draining game yesterday, and then found out today our usual lineup wasn't viable, and it was kind of just a surprise to people. It's like, oh, well, we can't what we usually run. Well, shit. Okay, what do we do now? And it was a lot of tinkering. Even like that's why some of like in between the matches, we weren't ready.
Yeah,
'Cause
we're scrambling to find lineups.
yeah, we're scrambling to like do SR averages and see, okay, can we make this work? Nope, too high by 9 points. How about this one? Nope, too high by 7 points. Like it's like stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like just doing SR averages and it just out. So we had to run stuff that we like we just don't play. So it was trying to adapt on the fly and it's a little slow to adapt. And honestly, I'll straight up say it. Sky's sim is, in my opinion, the reason they won those first 2 maps.
Yeah, disgusting
that sim,
Symmetra.
yeah, the like we were like, okay, what's the strategy? Okay, how about double bubble? But it's like, okay, well, like I can play Winston, but you can't play Zarya. Okay, well we can't do that. Okay, so how do we counter the sim? I think people literally searched sim counters like on Google. Like what
Yeah,
the fuck do
Googled
we?
it.
How the fuck do we like? How do we do this? Like it's just not working. And like the only other option was like to sit all in a group and hard focus when she comes in, and then there would be people in the front, and they just like you can tell like they their win condition is the Symmetra
Yeah.
destroying you, and it works. They know how to accomplish that, and we couldn't figure out on the fly how to counter that. I mean, if we could have, it probably would have at least gone to map 4. Like by the 3rd game, we were starting to get it. Like, okay, this kind of works. Okay, let's work on that, build on that next game. 2nd game, okay, this one works. All right, cool. And then by the 3rd game, that's why it was like kind of competitive at least in the 3rd game, because by then we kind of figured out some things to do. If it would have been to 4 maps, I feel like we would have won the 4th map. I feel like we finally would have gotten. It would have finally clicked on the 4th map, but it just it wasn't our time, and that's all right. We're in another league, and
Yeah.
we got other stuff coming up, so.
No, I fully appreciate that, to be honest with you. I think from a caster perspective, we were saying about the pace of the game. And it did, giving you the honest opinion, it did kind of look like you guys were taking the back foot and letting Nano Valk come to you. And then when Havana happened, it was like all of a sudden Horrorcore are attacking and they're taking space and they're putting their foot forward and saying, okay, this is how we want to play. And now that obviously you've explained trying to adapt to the Symmetra on the fly, it makes a lot of sense. So I appreciate you giving us that insight there.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. But yeah,
the main
so
takeaway is we leave here a stronger team. That's all.
exactly, and I'm really glad to hear that. Obviously, we look forward to seeing you guys next season and seeing what you can pull out the bag. And
sure.
seeing that the double bubble is practiced and successful.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If you're out there, 2600, 2700 player, and you want to get on a team, we're desperate for you. Please come to us. Thank you.
listen, I'm low gold and I'm practicing monkey. Okay.
Hey, yo, get in the DMs. Get in the DMs.
Bump those numbers up a little. We need you.
Yeah, we got this. We got this.
Yeah. But thank you very
thanks so much
much
for casting tonight.
Hey, no, it's our
Yeah,
pleasure.
man, appreciate that.
It really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything you'd like to add just before we let them go, Shadow?
No, I'm good though. But congratulations on making it this far, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
definitely.
it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate
And we
Yeah, right then. When we on the same team next time, what's happening? Like.
Oh well, get a hold of me. We'll make
That's it.
something
Hit me
happen.
up. I bet.
Come catch me.
All right.
Yeah, so anyway,
Thank you
guys.
guys, and
Yeah.
GG's again to Nano Valk.
Yeah.
I'm sure that most of them are listening. Well done, guys.
Yeah, GG's,
man.
and
Good-
best of
yeah,
luck to
good
you guys
games.
in your other leagues as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good night,
Have a
guys.
good night, y'all.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Cool, okay. Let's sometimes you do these interviews and it's like, okay, well, we'll make it a 5-minute interview, and then you just start talking and it just goes on.
Just start shooting the shit.
But yeah. Right, so we said, I believe it is True and Emmy that we are gonna have joining
Yes.
us from Nano Valk.
Oh, Greg, get the out of your mouse. We're not playing Diva tonight.
Yeah. Don't go too hard on her. She did well as a support.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you very
Hello.
much for joining us.
Yeah, that's out.
I believe we're just waiting on Emmy.
Yeah, she should be
Here we go.
here in a second. Hey, thank you guys all. Thank you guys for casting very much. I wanted to start off with that 'cause you guys are great.
That's my pleasure.
Hello.
I enjoy it.
Hello.
Hello, Emmy. Thank you very much for joining us.
Well, I got some bad news for y'all. Y'all been disqualified because I didn't get my 4K Emmy Mouse bomb tonight. So therefore, Hardcore wins the game.
Unfortunately, being a diva one trick is my off role, so I get to play the main role today.
Hey, listen, I tell you what. Watch on Monday. That's all I gotta say.
Watch on Monday. Well, I'll be there Monday. I'll be there Monday. Don't you worry. I'll be casting that shit Monday. Don't you worry. I got you.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
happening Monday?
That's the mild championship game. I
The
believe.
mild tier finals.
Oh, okay. I should know that. My apologies. Anyway.
It's not good, it's not good.
So obviously, first of all, to you and your team, congratulations on a very
Yes, congrats.
aggressive and very dominant win tonight.
Jesus,
Thank
talk
you.
about aggressive. You fucking scared me on Havana coming out of the corner like nobody's business.
Well, I
Yeah.
obviously me and Shadow look at it differently because he's controlling his own screen. But I knew you were there, and I'm going to Shadow. Oh look, they want to meet them at spawn door, but he must have heard
I
me
had my
because
back turned towards you the entire time.
he was just like, "Whoa."
I was like, oh shit, where'd they come from?
Sneaky.
But yeah. So okay, well I just want to. Obviously, we started out by saying congratulations. I will say to you guys, you very much set the tempo for the game right from the start. I think it was Horrorcore got to the point first of all on Lee Jang, but you guys, well actually no, sorry, you got to the point first of all, and it was Bear got a double kill with his mine.
It was a bloodfest from that point on.
I think from that second it
Bijong
was
first
kind of
point?
yeah,
Yeah.
Lee Jang first point. It was
Okay,
just
yeah.
as soon as you hit that floor, it's like, okay, this is how the game's going to be played, and this is Nano Valk saying we're here to win this right now. And you kept that pace up throughout the entire game. I will give it to you on Havana. You Hardcore Gaming kind of came out of the gate, got a little bit surprised by this sort of what you could call spawn camping, and kind of fought back, but once it got to that end bit, once it got to that final point, you had your saving grace coming from Azriel, one of the archangels in the background with his window.
The window of opportunity.
He was very
Click,
clutch
click,
tonight. Yeah.
Danny went crazy. Danny always
he
goes
got a-
crazy.
He got a chance to shine, so that's
Yeah.
he
And
got a
honestly-
off moment.
I thought that'd be the play of the game at the end, but yeah, unfortunately we saw the headshot to True Blue when he
Yeah.
had his high noon up.
Yeah, that was like instant too. It was pretty sweet. But
Yeah.
I just want to interject real quick. In terms of like the aggressiveness and how we kept the tempo the entire game, I'd like to like talk about that for a minute because
Yeah.
we did something today that we have never done before throughout the season, and I think it really helped us come into this game ready. At about 7 EST, we got a bunch of people on, including like Nova's team and a whole bunch of people, and we got a big pug going on. We ran like a hour-and-a-half pug to get ready, and we took a half-hour break, and once everybody got back on, we were all Overwatch ready, and it obviously showed because we hit the ground running, and we wanted this one bad.
You could see that right from the start. You really could see that, and I applaud you for starting out with that pug, because I personally feel, playing league games myself, that if I get on at 15 minutes before the game, it takes me a game or two to warm up. But if I'm playing for an hour beforehand, I go into that game ready. Like, my game sense is switched on, my ears are adjusted to everything. So I really do think that's. If I was you as a team, I would take that forward and potentially try and do that every time you have a league match coming up.
Yeah, we usually
Exactly.
like get on an hour before and kind of do quick play practice, but this is obviously different because we had a couple of coaches across the teams come on their main roles. You know, they're like high diamonds, tanks, and such. So we're just like, give us everything, play aggro as you can be, because that's what we
Yeah.
were expecting to face. So that was, you know, we knew what we needed to do. Like, we knew what characters we needed to play. So it was fantastic.
Yeah. honestly, just from the get-go, for myself and I believe for Shadow as well, it was fantastic to watch. It literally was. It was Nano Valk's game tonight. On Havana, Horrorcore definitely put up a fight, and they came out swinging, and they wanted to show that they were here and they were ready to play. But Nano Valk definitely dominated tonight, and you showed up, and obviously you 3-0'd and you took it home, and it's I think it's a really good way to end the season, to sit on that top spot, but also sit on it and be dominant, not just win it by like a little bit or like get the final bit. You were aggressive tonight, and you played really well. You really did.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank everybody on the team, because everybody played great. Everybody always had a great attitude coming into the games, and you know, we were ready to play tonight. We wanted the championship. It was our goal all season. But coming into this season, I just wondered to myself how many people doubted us, because I know it was a lot. It's our first fire team season. We've been through so much. We had 3 changes of captains over the off season. We were kind of a rougher team last season, and I know a lot of people had their doubts, but we came through, and we're looking forward to moving on from this point. We'll take this championship and hold it high, and we're going to try to defend it. So.
Yeah, well and truly. I think, what would you say? I mean, obviously, just kind of looking at the game from a from a constructive perspective, is there anything that you feel as a team you potentially could have worked on?
Oh yeah. There's always stuff to be worked on. There's always improvements to be made. I'm gonna call Bear out specifically because I know he knows that he fucked this up. But on that spawn camp in Havana, if he would have got that wall a little better, it would have been perfect. That's one thing. It's just a little, it's just a little fuck up. It's not that big of a deal. It didn't change the outcome of the game at all by any means. But there's all kinds of little things like that, and comms mistakes, and there's always something to work on. There's never a game where we're just gonna be we're gonna walk away from it and be okay, well, there's just nothing to learn from this game.
Yeah,
There's always
no, we're never perfect. There's always little tweaks that we're doing and little things we pull out of our hats, and
Yeah, well,
com practice has paid off, definitely. Target prioritization pays off. I think sometimes we kind of all want to get split and take our own fights, and then we're just wait, let's not do this anymore. We hold up, breathe, get back together.
Focus.
yeah.
Yes.
And to be fair, you were put up against some things. You were playing it yourselves, but you had dragons from both sides. You guys used dragon to split their team up, and then they'd use dragon to split your team up. So it's good to hear that there's the ability to go, okay, we're split right now, but let's reorganize, let's get back together, and let's fight. And I think that is genuinely what pushed us forward tonight, and what won you the fight and won you the game.
Yeah,
So
the Hanzo battle was definitely interesting to watch.
it was.
Yeah, and shout out to Bear, because even though I just kind of shit on him, he knows as well as everybody else knows that he just was fucking cracked tonight. he was clicking heads on Hanzo for a long time. He was building dragons so quick.
Yeah.
Dude was nuts. Bear's cracked.
But yeah,
That's the only reason I can give him shit.
Because he can take it.
Yeah, and he will beat my ass. Unless he's on May. I'll beat him on May 12 days out of 10.
But yeah, I obviously just wrapping it up tonight. I can't really say anything else but congratulations. You really did put up a fight tonight, and it was a really strong fight. And obviously reiterating that aggressiveness was just, it was fantastic to watch at such a high level of play as well. So really, really commend you for what you did tonight, and I'm really grateful that we were able to cast it. So thank you.
Well,
Yeah, thank you so much for casting.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Cheers to next season.
To Horrorcore, yep.
Well, truly.
Good luck to everybody, and good luck to the Mild team on Monday, because we're coming for you.
It's Valk and Brittany Fears.
More the Brittany teams. Fears,
I tell you
beers,
what.
tears, cheers.
If y'all aren't doing nothing on Monday night, make sure you tune into that because it's going to be one for the ages. This is always a good match.
Oh, I'll be there. Don't you worry.
It'll be cool. But yeah, again, GG's guys, and thank you so much for joining us. Congrats on the win, and we will see you next season.
See you.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a good night. Thank you
Good
again.
night, guys.
Good night.
Good night. Well. And for Fire Tier, that is all that they said.
That's
At
all
the end
she
of the
wrote.
day, we've got Horrorcore Gaming. Not Horrorcore Gaming, I'm so sorry, that's awful, I didn't mean to do that. Nano Valk taking home first place. Horrorcore Gaming taking home second place. To be decided, landed in third. And then Brittany Beers landed in fourth place. And that is how we are finishing our season in the Fire Tier. And then I think as well, I forgot to mention Dragon's Bite taking home fifth place as well. So yeah, so our Fire Tier done. Our Mild Tier will conclude next week, and then we will go into our off season for a little bit, and we should be started up again. Let's say in a month or two, eh? Let's be optimistic.
Yeah, how about it? Start around, Christmas time when all the Christmas news come out.
Oh yes. Well, yeah. So all the best to you, Shadow. Thank you so much for joining me
Yes.
tonight.
Well, thank you so much.
And for being the hype man. But yeah, all the best to you, and good night to our Twitch viewers as well.
Good night, everybody.
GG's.